Hey, this is Rich over at TVP Live with another Quick Tips Tutorials brought to you by Photoshop Elements Custom Tutorials Group. And let's jump right in with today's poster. Wanted to create a clipping mask out of this so that she could be able to use the center to put photos in. Now, there's two problems with creating a clipping mask with this picture. And the first problem is the resolution when you're trying to create a clipping mask is so low on the original. When I zoom in, you're going to see all these jaggies. So when you try to use the magic tool or magic eraser or a clipping mask, it's going to grab all kinds of weird stuff. Like if I click here, you can see this jaggedy line. It's not very good. And it's also grabbing part of the border because the border has every color that the interior has. So if you click here to choose this, it's going to choose the border. If I hit delete, you're going to see it's grabbing the border as well. As I zoom out, you can see. I'm going to undo that and try grabbing over here. It's the same thing. If I delete, it's also deleting part of the border because everything the center has, the border also has the same colors. If I go to the magic eraser and do the same thing, I try to grab this, it looks really good, but when you zoom in, it's grabbing the border. Why? Because the purple and blue is also part of the border. If I undo this, what pops back in is part of this color here. Anytime you grab something, the colors have to be contrasted so much that none of the border is the same as any of the center. There's no way that I can grab this without it also grabbing the border. You're going to have to do it the old school way and actually physically cut it out. So if I grab the polygon lasso tool and zoom in really far, and I can just start and just create from scratch and make sure I don't add any of the interior. So if I start here, I can click, left click, and go all the way around. And as I get towards the end here, I'm basically tracing the whole interior that I want to get rid of. So I can put pictures in there. And I'm going to come down to the end here. Where I started over here, I get close to it and I can double click. That'll close the whole loop of the polygon. I'll zoom out and see, and you can see the marching ants. And as soon as I hit delete, that deletes the center really nice, and I'll Control D to deselect, and it leaves us with the whole border. Nothing has been deleted. So when I go to put a photo in there, let's grab us a photo here and left click. We can drag that into our current project. I'll bring the mouse back and let go, and that pops the photo right where we want it to be, but it's on the wrong layer. I'm going to bring that photo down behind our heart layer, and there it is behind it. Now, if it's distracting because you're seeing beyond the heart layer, you can always make a temporary mask so that you don't see the edges. I'll put a layer in between by hitting the layer button. What we're going to do with that layer is fill the edges with white. We'll come back to the heart and come over here to the magic tool and then make sure the tolerance is up at about 55 sounds good. I'm going to click right in here on the side, and that chooses everything beyond the heart. That's exactly what we want. Come over here to the paint palette, left click, and let's choose white by dragging this little circle all over to the upper left side. That's pure white. Hit OK. Hit OK. Grab the paint bucket and go ahead and drop that paint in there, but make sure you have that new blank layer. Otherwise, it's permanently stuck on that heart. So I'll click right here, and that fills in everything else on the edges. I'll hit Control D to deselect. I'm going to go ahead and lock this so it doesn't get moved by mistake, and I'm going to lock the heart too. And both of those layers are locked. Now I just have the photo layer to play with, and I can do whatever I want. So if I zoom out, I can bring the photo up here and drag it by grabbing the bottom right corner, or any corner for that matter, and drag it really big. And I think that looks really nice. I'll hit OK, and there you go. You got 3 layers. You got the heart outside. I can turn that off so that you can see what the whole composite looks like, and I can turn it back on for printing. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Rich, calling it quits, saying over and out.